Okay, to start, you've kind of already seen this project, but since I have to make a video for it, here we go. Alright, I'll just walk through it a little bit. It's just a simple temple run like game. So one thing that I've actually had some people test play this a little bit, and they were complaining about that right there. And that's when you go around a tree, you can't see for a couple seconds. So I have to figure out how to fix that. At least if I'm going to use this prototype for anything. But other than that, it's just a simple temple run game. Or a more complicated simple run game. Well, temple run game. Because it's kind of hard in some aspects for some people. But anyways, you've seen most of the code, but I'll still go through a lot of it, and I'll just die really quickly. I'll just jump into the tree. So that's one thing that I've added is a ragdoll effect on it. I did that by editing the actual character themselves, but let's go into the coin first, since I have that. It's a simple like coin model that I found, since I didn't really have time to design much on this, so I was using assets from sources. Okay, so this is the one thing that you helped add, was the little collision box, or collision sphere in this case, and this is the event graph for it. I know you've taken a look through this. It's casting to the character and then the game mode, and then it actually has a sound right here. It's additions here, and then it destroys it after you've collected it. Didn't do anything in the script. Okay, here's the one thing that we use to push back all the trees so you don't instantly spawn, because that one issue was we were having the spawn immediately and then you were hitting the tree and dying before the game had even begun. So now you have this little separation from here till the first spawn of everything. So it's kind of like a delay. That was one thing that you helped me add to the project. It's been a while since I actually went through the code after I did it. This is to increase over time for the actual movement speed of the character over a duration of time. So after so many tiles, it picks up by 0.01 speed, and it has a maximum speed of 1200, so it can only double the actual speed because the minimum 600. What else do we have? This is the tile. Yeah, the destruction of the tiles. Now we have our spawn obstacles. So our tree right here, which is from the kite demo. Our tree is actually right here. That was the one that we had to edit a little bit. So counting up how many trees were in the scene at the time, well, in that specific lane, you added them to the second lane, which is right here. Then you have your tree counter, and if there was more than, if there was 2 trees, then it wouldn't spawn another tree in that third lane, or lane 2. So there couldn't be more than 2 trees in a line at a time, even though there's still some instances that there are it'll be 2 trees together, and then the third lane will have a tree in it, but it won't be within that grouping. It'll be the next grouping set, and then it'll have a tree on the so lane 0 will have a tree and lane 2 will have a tree, but lane um, 1 will not have a tree, even though those two front trees are almost up against the next set, so you have to jump and move instantly. So I need to figure out a way to make a delay, a little bit of a delay between those two things, because that makes it really hard to get around. Which I figured out how to do it, but it's just one of those things that's kind of annoying, I'd have to say. So like here's kind of an instance, I guess. Yeah. See, there's a tree in the there's a these two groupings right here. So these two groupings is what I'm talking about. Where there'll be just trees blocking, but it'll have more. It'll be each grouping will have two trees, but they'll be in some random order that makes it really hard to go around. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it's another thing that I have to work on a little bit. Here's your tile, like tile counter on the HUD, and then your coin counter is right here. Did we already go through third person game? No. This is our spawning tiles code. And then the event graph. There's not really much to talk about after that. But anyways, that is it for this. This will probably also go under everything that I did. There was nothing that could be implemented from the other person in my group that